I've got, this is my new Workbench top. Basically the story goes, I'll tell you the story, right? The legend has it. There's the old top still on there, look, it's got the hole in it and all sorts. I just made this bench out of bits of old wood that I had lying around at the time. And when I made the bench, I just put the top on it and I just left it. I didn't seal it, didn't varnish it, didn't do anything to it, didn't paint it. And over the years it's been there around about, I think it's probably been there, this bench has been here now for about 8 years. I put it there just before my daughter was born. So over the years it's had motocross engines on it, YZ125 engines I've stripped apart, changed the crank bearings and pistons and all sorts. It's had my trials bike, when I had the trials bike, I had the engine on the bench, the TXT 250 gas one. I bored that out, put a new cylinder on it and everything, make it a 280. All that was done on the bench. But various generators, lawnmower engines, Nitro obviously as well. Nitro cars have been on there. All different projects and things have been on there. Petrol, oil, diesel, nitro fuel. Everything's leaked on the surface of that and it's soaked in, so there was no way I could sand it and paint it. Well, I probably could have done if I'd have bought some of the you can get I forget what it's called, but it's like a varnishy paint stuff. You can put it over contaminated wood and that way it creates like a barrier. It's a special stuff. I know you probably just gonna say it's just varnish. No, it's a special stuff. I had to use it before on an old door that was had stains on it, and if you painted it white, the stains come through. You had to do that. Anyway, doesn't matter. Off topic. And I thought to myself, why don't I just stick a new top on it? Because I was getting a bit, not tired. I mean, I liked it like that. I like things that look run down and old and, you know, past their best. I like that. That's why I called this channel Haggard RC, because the word haggard means run down, dilapidated, past its best. Which is me. And it's also everything I own. Everything I own is run down, dilapidated, because I like that. So, and I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I make it a nice tabletop? I've got some plywood left, but then I remembered that I'd give the plywood to my dad. So I had to go around there, get all that sorted out. But anyway, got myself a nice new worktop top. And this time I thought to myself, right, I'm going to seal it up. So I was waiting for payday to come, and I was going to get myself a nice tin of sealer or varnish. I was going to get the oil-proof one. But then I found on the shelf of Magic this clear varnish. It's not oil-proof, I don't think. It doesn't say anything about being oil-proof, I don't think. Extra hard. Scratch-resistant finish, which is good. But it doesn't say anything about being oil-proof, but you know, it's better than nothing. Enhances, protects the wood, long-lasting protection, easy to apply, and heat-proof as well. So, not oil-proof, so I'm going to have to try not to get any oil on it or any nitro fuel on there. But it'll be a hell of a lot better than nothing at all. It should stop it from soaking in, you know, water, and if I do spill a bit of nitro on there, if I wipe it up quick, it'll be alright. It's just a workbench top, so I'm not going to worry about it. And I'm happy I didn't have to spend any money on it, which is good, because everything I already had. So there we go. I'm waiting for it to dry. This is the third coat of varnish, and I can't do any more, even if I wanted to, because we're empty. So I managed to get 3 coats on here now. Nice thick coats as well. Done them last night, and this morning now, 7 o'clock this morning, which is where we are now. So we'll wait for this to dry. It says touch dry in 30 minutes, an hour before you can do anything with it, but I'll be longer than that. I'll probably be 2 or 3 hours before I come back. And I can put the toolbox back, I can put the charger back, and put everything back on the old bench, and we should be rocking and rolling and loving life again. While we're here, so we read a few comments. Look how many subscribers we got now. 4,405 on this channel. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much, you lot. So yeah, I had a look at these comments this morning, but I thought we could read a few and, you know, shout out a few of the people. So got one here from Raymond Wobnig. How the hell do you Wobnig? Is that Wobnig? Wobbly. I'm no good at pronouncing names. Good show. When I watch, it's about 10:30 to 11 p.m.ish. I wonder where he is then. Unless he's in. Oh, he says dollars, so he must be either Australia, Canada, or America. Because they all use dollars, don't they? Where are we? The parts you need, it ideally comes with a skid plate. And for the radio, what about a digital fly sky? Probably $30. I looked at your Amazon wishlist. Most of the things are NA anymore. Maybe you can update it. PS1. You see, I've only recently updated that wishlist, but I had to look at it, and I can go on there and I can add anything from that wish list onto the basket, and I could potentially buy it. So a lot of the stuff is all right. But I've updated it again. I've got rid of a few things, changed them for other things that were there were some things that were out of stock, so I've changed them. You shouldn't have any problems with the wish list now. And I've put a Fly Sky radio system on there and done that kind of stuff. It is my birthday coming up, so you never know. And we've got here Joseph. Well, I'm just going to say Joseph. I'm going to leave people's last names out because I can't pronounce them. Hi, I offered you a while back to send you the parts, but it would cost more than the parts, and it was a free gear, if I remember right. I had a problem today. Yeah, I read this. He had a problem with his Savage, and he didn't realise the reason why it kept revving up by itself was because he didn't have a throttle return spring. So yeah, they're pretty important, them throttle return springs. You don't realise that pulls the throttle shut so that you can it goes back to tick over without any problems. So let's have a look here. RZR Blades RC zip tie the hinge pin stops. See, more you Americans and Canadians and Australians, you really you're about watching these videos, aren't you? Zip tie. So that's how I know. I can always tell. Someone said to me that they like the different slang, did the different words that I use over here in England to what you use over there in your countries, and I can always tell where people are from because of the words what they use. So if someone says zip tie, I know that they're from probably America or Canada. Usually Australians use the same sort of words as what we do because they call petrol, whereas you call petrol gas and things like that, don't you? So I'm going to hazard a guess that this person is from, I'm going to say America somewhere because I see zip tie. I love speculating where people are from. It's fantastic. Yep, I already have done that, but I will do a bit more because the cable ties I used were a bit weak. There we go. We got Mark. I think you do a great job. Learn something every time I watch. Don't stop. At least you're honest. Well, thank you very much there, Mr. Mark. And we've got loads and loads of comments here. They just they don't stop, which is brilliant. We've got Henry Foster. Henry Foster. I'm not sure if he does these comments on purpose to make people laugh, or if he uses the predictive texting that you can just speak. But his comments are always, they're good comments, and they do make me chuckle because of the way things come out. Look, it's nice to see the old HPI status back after On Your Pants Infiltrate Manning. It's just like it was when you did the last video. It might need a little work, but it's still a Savage. I can't wait to see the videos and get you after running. Good old Henry Foster. I like him. Like I say, I don't know whether he puts those funny things in on purpose, or if he might use the speech texting. Like when you can press the button and you can just talk to the phone and tell it what you want it to say, and it writes it out for you. Sometimes they misunderstand what you say, but nevertheless, they're good comments. Cheers, Henry. Just going through down the comments now. If you see your name, consider yourself shouted out. I can't sit here and read them all because the video will be 10 hours long, but we got Stone Man 420. Looks like he's a channel member by the looks of things. He's a member of the channel. Nice one. I love story time. You absolutely nail the sound effects. Well, thank you very much. Oh look, I've got a message from Jay Adams. Oh, he's going to pop over to Active Scale Models, is he? I've been getting loads and loads of messages from you lot on Instagram asking questions, you want advice, you want to know how to get your Nitro cars running and everything. Hopefully we're getting most of them all sorted out, but before we know it, we'll have a whole sea of Nitro people blasting around, making rackets in all the parks, enjoying themselves, which is brilliant. I wanted to varnish the back wall as well, all along here, and it goes all the way up there. I wanted to take all the shelves, take everything off the shelves and varnish all of the back wall and all of that one as well, but I ain't got enough for that, and I ain't going to buy any more because it's expensive stuff, so that'll just have to do. But all this wall's been here now since 2012, blah blah blah. What's 2012? 8, 9, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years, I don't know how many years, but 2012 this wall was built, and this one, because that's when we built the garage, so that'll last a bit longer. It's an inside wall as well. I just wanted it to be all nice and shiny really, and you can see there where it's an exhaust went on it once and it's soaked up into the wall there. Never mind. Nice and shiny. Look at that. This old, very old photograph. Look, that's me doing a no-footed wheelie on my dirt bike. It's a TTR 125, a 2003 TTR 125. Yeah. I must have been 14 or so there. I used to love doing wheelies. Miss them days, really. Well, I've been waiting for the top of the bench to dry. I've been having a sort out and having a look around, and this toolbox has been sitting out here for months now. I don't remember. Oh, that's handy. Oh, look at that. Love it. So in that toolbox, I just found I found pliers, cable ties. Like, everybody knows I love a cable tie. They're handy for everything. I cable tie everything up. But I found loads of good stuff. But I did find this brand spanking new multimeter, and it works as well. Absolutely brand new, with instructions and a little case. Never been used. There's the instructions. Never been used. Look, it's never been unpackaged, and it works. Still got a good battery in it. So unprompted giveaway. If anybody wants this, I know it's not a particularly good brand, it's probably very, very Chinese, but it'll do somebody handy if they want to measure a bit of voltage on a battery or something, you know, keep it in your RC packet box, whatever you do. If anybody wants it, you can have it. It'll only cost a few pounds to post this off, so the first person to send me a PM on Instagram and says that they want it, send me your address, as long as it's in England, because it costs a fortune to get it out of the country. You can have it for free. So it's the first person that sends me a message, says they want it and gives me their address, I'll send it off to them. Might do somebody handy, and yeah, nice. Anybody remember this in one of the other videos, right? This is that charger for the glow stars that I said I didn't trust. It buzzes. It's not going to blow up or catch fire. Well, it might do, but I doubt it. But I don't like the regulation in it, to be honest. I wouldn't trust it. I think it might end up damaging a battery in the glow starter if I was to use it. So I'm going to throw it away. But I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to cut off a nice... In fact, I think I'll cut it off all the way up here. Like that. Get rid of that. That bit's no good anymore, right? But this plug is good. There's nothing wrong with this plug or the wire. So all I've got to do, I can make myself my own new charge lead. All I've got to do is spread these out. I'll show you, hold on. Spread them out like that. Then all I've got to do is expose the ends of the wire and put either more wire or a connector on the end, and then I can plug it into my charger, and I've got another glow plug charging cable for a charger, like for a fast charger, because I showed you before I've already made the one, haven't I? Now I can have two. So never waste parts for things, you know. Never ever waste them. That's useful now. Whereas with this on the end of it, it wasn't. Alright, you lot. So I have had a question. Someone asked me, can I do a video on how to properly look after and maintain Lipo batteries? I'm going to do a video on that. Well, I'm not the best suited because I don't mainly do electric, but I know how to look after a Lipo battery. Not that I do it properly, but there you go. But I need to borrow a charger, so I'm in the process of borrowing a charger so that I can explain it, because my charger here doesn't have storage mode. Now, a lot of modern day, this charger's I bought this 2010. I'm in 2023 now, so it's 13 years old, I think. And it doesn't have storage mode. You're supposed to store a Lipo battery at a half charge. It's like 3.6 or something volts per cell. But I haven't got storage mode on that, so I can't really do a proper video showing how to store a Lipo battery. So once I've got hold of a charger that has storage mode, then I can do it properly. I don't store them at half charge because I could discharge and try and get it at half using this. This is what I do sometimes. I kind of use the battery and then take it off when I think it's about half charge, check it with the battery checker tester, and you know, see where the charge is. But this is where I store the batteries. It used to have back in the army, this had ammunition in it. This is the insert that used to go in there, and all the missiles, the bullets, were stored in there. But now I just, because if it's meant to keep bullets in it, great big missiles for tanks and whatnot else, surely it's good enough for Lipo batteries. Because if they were to explode inside here, I can't see a lot happening. So there's one battery in that, another battery in this Lipo bag, and I just store them in there. This battery is the same age as this charger, because this is the first ever Lipo battery that I ever bought to go in my drift car, which is in the other room, which I'm going to revive this summer. And we've all seen the drift car before. If you haven't seen it and you're new to this channel, put it in the comments and I'll do a video on the drift car. It's a HPI drift car. Anyway, the first Lipo I ever bought, and the bloke in the RC shop, Heath's RC Models, he said, you're going to need a different charger. I said, what kind of charger? He said, you're going to need one that can charge Lipos. So then he sold me this charger. And so this battery is the same age as that charger, 13 years, because 2010 I bought that, don't forget. And still going strong, bit of a crack there, I glued it back up again. Still goes well. It's been sitting at 32% for, well, I don't know, the last time I charged it up and used it up, the drift car was probably about 4 years. So that one's alright. And this other one is the battery that I used to use for my other engine heater, which I'm still going to make a use for. I'm not going to waste this battery. It'll work on, I could change the connection on it, and I could have two batteries for this new engine heater that I had sent to me the other day. But I've got a plan for this. This is going to go in a car at some point. So this one's been sitting here now. This one was only charged up recently, but it's at 62%. Is that 62%, that one? But yeah, I do plan on at some point I'll get a charger which has storage mode on it, so then I can simply just, when I'm not going to use a battery for a while, I can stick it on the charger, stick it on storage mode, and it'll do all that for me. But there we go. So since I'm setting up my bench and everything, I thought I'd show you lot where I keep me Lipo batteries. It is important to make sure you keep them in a box or in somewhere where, because they can be volatile, they can be unpredictable. You know, you never know what they're going to do. I'm not saying they're dangerous, but they can be. So it's best just to keep them somewhere safe, and that way you might still have a house when you wake up in the morning. Also, if anybody wants this HPI racing tool, what do you call it, bag, case I suppose, anybody wants this, I've never used it, I've had it for years, but I've never used it, and I'm not going to use it, it's not something I'd use. So if anybody wants it, I'm not going to about to sell it. I tried to sell it a few years ago, nobody wanted to buy it, so I'll just give it away to one of you lot. So the first one to message me on Instagram and you give me your address, as long as you're within England, I'll post it off to you. Well, there's the old Savage. I've just put it all back together, put all the receiver and everything back in it. I'm going to put this to the side until I can afford to go and get. I've decided I'm definitely going to get 2.4 gigahertz to put in it, because it'll be just a lot easier and better, more reliability and everything, ready for the summer. So once I can afford to get that, then we'll get this back out, but don't need anything else. I'm not going to bother getting the little bumper things now. I'm just going to make do with it as it is. I've cable tied it up for now, and if they break, then I'll just put more cable ties. I've definitely not got a shortage of cable ties, so we'll just keep using cable ties, save some money. Don't need to spend that money on new bumper things. I've got plenty of cable ties, so that's good. Yeah, so this is going to go to the side until I can afford the radio gear. Once we get the radio gear in, that's it. We're going to be out and about, blasting a Savage. Nice one, you lot. Have a nice weekend or a nice week, whenever. I'll catch you later on.